The civil war was to be fought on several fronts. In Italy, Caesar encountered little opposition. Town after town opened its gates to him without a struggle. When he was called upon to fight, his battle hardened troops were more than a match for any that might be ranged against them. Only 2 months after the Rubicon crossing, the two consuls fled to Dalmatia, where they were shortly joined by Pompey himself. Caesar did not pursue them at once, since they remained in control of the Adriatic. Instead, he set off by land to Spain, the heartland of Pompey's power in the west. On the way, he stopped briefly at the free city of Massilia, Marseille, and finding the population loyal to Pompey, placed it under siege, finally crossing the Pyrenees with an army of 40,000 men. Against him were not less than 70,000 commanded by three of Pompey's leading generals. But he effortlessly outmaneuvered them until, finding themselves encircled, they capitulated without further resistance. By the time he returned to Massilia, that city too had surrendered. Now at last he was ready for the final round of the struggle. With his enemies satisfactorily scattered, Caesar had no difficulty in having himself elected consul once again in 48 BC. He then pursued Pompey, who had by this time gone on to Greece. An attempt to blockade Pompey's key base and bridgehead at Dyrrhachium, now Durrës in Albania, was a failure, but 200 miles away to the southwest, on 9 August 48 BC, on the sweltering plain of Pharsalus in Thessaly, the two armies met at last. Caesar, aided by the young tribune Mark Antony, who commanded his left wing, once again won an easy victory. Pompey, we are told, was one of the first to retreat. He escaped to the coast and thence to Egypt, whose boy King Ptolemy the 13th had been his staunch supporter, supplying him with ships and provisions. But Ptolemy was anxious to be on the winning side, and when Caesar, in hot pursuit of his enemy, arrived in turn at Alexandria, it was to find that Pompey had been assassinated.